Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back at the video today. And today, the Buffalo Bills beat the New York Jets 23-20. Great win for the Buffalo Bills to, go out there and get a dub tonight on Monday Night Football on the road. In a situation where you're playing a good defense, a defense that is very good going up against quarterbacks and pass offenses, but at the same time, very bad against teams on the run. That continued tonight as Ray Davis, rookie, just absolutely had an amazing performance. This isn't the first time that the Jets have played Monday Night Football this year, and that team's starting running back is a late scratch. And then once that starting running back is a late scratch, the replacement is an absolute stud. We saw it in week 1 with Jordan Mason, who wasn't as good as Ray Davis was tonight. Ray Davis was not as good as Jordan Mason was in week 1, but Ray Davis, for a rookie compared to Jordan Mason, a guy who was a rookie last year, absolutely great performance. 20 carries, 97 rushing yards. Also, he was splitting some time with Ty Johnson in this game. Mason, there were some carries to Debo in that game. There was a couple other guys that were getting involved in that week 1 game against the Jets, but not as much as Davis was splitting time with Josh Allen running the football. Also, you have Ty Johnson. So great performance by Ray Davis. Great performance by Josh Allen for the Bills to get this win as well. 23-20 is the final score. Let's go over the scoring summary. So it started off with the Jets on their first drive of the ball game. Nice 8-play, 54-yard drive into the Greg Zuerlein 34-yard field goal. Unfortunately, even though he did make his first 2 kicks, really tough for Greg Zuerlein in this game because he missed 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. If those field goals go in for Greg Zuerlein, the Jets win this game 26-23, and they weren't hard kicks at all, especially for Zuerlein. 3-0. Then Josh Allen had a 1-yard touchdown run on a sneak at 7-3. Aaron Rodgers with a 5-yard touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson. That's all in the first quarter. The first quarter was crazy. It's 10-7. Then Josh Allen with an 8-yard touchdown pass to Matt Collins with 6 minutes and 54 seconds. Josh Allen and the Bills get the ball back. 2-minute drive, 21 seconds remaining. 12-yard touchdown pass to Dawson Knox. It's 20-10. And this is crazy. This first half was just crazy. Aaron Rodgers with a 52-yard touchdown pass to Allen Lazard. What do you think it was as the clock expired? It was a Hail Mary. Aaron Rodgers doing what he does best. This would have been shocking, and it would have been absolutely amazing if it wasn't Aaron Rodgers. This was a great play. It was amazing. But we know Rodgers can do this kind of stuff. It's not surprising when he does it. It's not like, oh my God, we didn't know he could do that. We are absolutely flawed when we see him do something like this. But we know he has the capability to do it, and for him to still be doing this stuff at almost 40 years old, it's awesome to see. That was a great moment. But if someone else would have done this, if someone young quarterback, like when Rodgers started doing these Hail Marys, it was surprising because he was a young quarterback, and it was new. Like if someone started doing it like he was doing it, early on in his career, it'd be absolutely shocking. But we know Rodgers can do that. So it's not a surprise when you see him do something like this. It's just impressive. It's really impressive. So great moment for Allen Lazard and Aaron Rodgers there. And like I mentioned, first half was amazing. Rodgers threw 2 touchdown passes. Allen had a rushing touchdown and 2 touchdown passes. Second half, there was some good drives. It looks like it was a snooze fest in the second half, but Greg Zuerlein, had a 22-yard field goal to tie the game up 20-20, and fourth quarter, Tyler Bass hit a 22-yarder with 33 minutes and 43 seconds. There was quite a bit of field goals missed in the second half. Bass missed one in the second half, and Zuerlein missed 2. So there was some good drives where both teams were moving the football, but couldn't really do anything with it because of missed field goals. So there could have been 5 field goals in the second half, and if those field goals go in, this game would have gone to overtime, 26-26. if Bass, and we're talking about easy field goals for Bass and Zerline, two guys who are considered good kickers. If those stupid field goal misses go in, this game's going to overtime 26-26, and we're seeing these two teams back-to-back years, Monday Night Football in New York, going to overtime. But instead, field goals are missed, and the final score is 23-20. Speaking of the 23-20 final score, my score prediction for this game was 23-20. So I had the correct score prediction. Although I would say it's probably 50% correct, since I said the New York Jets would win 23-20. You still count? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is it still right that I'm counting that? I mean, I think it's hard. I think it's way harder to predict the score of the game than it's to predict the winner. So even though the team that I picked, the Jets, to win this game did not win, I still think it's very impressive that I've said the final score would be 23-20. And it was, even though it was not the winner I picked. I picked the Jets to win 23-20. You can go check that prediction out in a prior video, Jets-Bills preview. Anyways, but getting into some stats, game leaders, Josh Allen, 19 for 25, 215 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Rodgers, 23 for 35, 294 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. The Rodgers with the high passing yards came to a shock to me. I mean, we know Rodgers can do stuff like this. He's had a couple good games like this season. But what was a shock to me was that the fact that, going up against a good Bills pass defense, really good Bills pass defense. I mean, they're top 5 this season in pass defense, and not only that for Rodgers, but also the fact that we heard they were going to be more involved in the run game, which they definitely were. I expected Rodgers to be around the early 200s of passing yards, and then it to be a big day for Hall, which it was. But I did not expect Rodgers to get near 300 passing yards in this game, knowing he was facing that Bills defense. Also, not only facing the Bills defense, but knowing they were going to attack the run, which they did as well. All right, rushing yards, Ray Davis, absolutely outstanding, 20 carries, 97 rushing yards. I'm sure they're going to get him more involved once James Cook is back, because it looked really good. Breece Hall looked fantastic as well. 18 carries, 113 rushing yards. The last 2 games does not look like himself. Facing 2 good defenses the last 2 weeks, I will say. Receiving yards, Ray Davis also led them in that area. He had a big 42-yard reception. Ended the day with 3 receptions, 55 receiving yards. And, of course, led by the Jets was Allen Lazard. 6 receptions, 114 receiving yards with 1 touchdown. Great day for Allen Lazard with that Hail Mary catch, and also had 5 other receptions in this game. Outside of Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, like I mentioned, was solid. 4 carries, 34 rushing yards. That's more than solid. Josh Allen had 18 rushing yards. Outside of Breece Hall, Braylon Allen wasn't that much involved as he's been in the past couple weeks. 3 carries, 8 rushing yards. I think when Hall is in that zone like that, you don't need to get Allen too involved unless it's like a 3rd and 1 or something, or a 3rd and short, having your power back out there. Bills receiving outside of Davis, Kincaid had a great night, 6 receptions, 51 receiving yards. Chris Samuel, 3 receptions for 44 receiving yards. Keon Coleman, 3 receptions for 26 receiving yards. Outside of Lazard, Jets had 2 receivers in 100-yard territory. Garrett Wilson, 8 receptions for 107 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. That's back-to-back games for Garrett Wilson now with 100 receiving yards or more. Breece Hall was effective in the receiving game as well. 5 receptions for 56 receiving yards. Tyler Conklin, 2 receptions for 10 receiving yards, even though he wasn't really 100%, dealing with a hip injury, and he was late questionable as well. Jeremy Ruckert had 2 receptions for 7 receiving yards. Rodgers did fumble in this game, but he recovered his own fumble. Josh Allen also fumbled, and Osiris Torrance recovered Josh Allen's fumble. That's one of his offensive tackles, a rookie offensive tackle as well. All right, defensive stats, Taylor Rapp was all over the field tonight. 8 tackles, also was, key in, pass breakups, getting some deflections. So Taylor Rapp was all over the field tonight for this Bills defense. They had 3 sacks, 2 sacks for A.J. Epinesa, 1 sack for Daquan Jones, 5 tackles for loss for the Bills, only 2 sacks for the Jets. Will McDonald, the 5th, had 1, and then the other sack went to Quinnen Williams, 2 tackles for loss. Those were only 2 tackles for loss for the Jets. The interception at the end was by Teron Johnson sealed the deal with Rodgers trying to take a big shot to get the Jets in field goal range. Did not work out, throwing it to Mike Williams. Mike Williams got hurt on the play. Not too surprising since Mike Williams gets hurt every year. I hope he is okay, though. Let me know your thoughts on the Bills beating the Jets 23-20 in the comment section, and peace out.